You know, no one made me get into the paranormal. No one sat me down and thought it would be a good way to spend about 80% of my life. No one said, hey, why don't you acquire paranormal sensitivity and empathy? It'd be a great use of your time. I get so much flack for what I do in my spare time that I can't even pass a normal day in my family's home. I get teased, I get put down, I get smirks, and I get people telling me I'm crazy. I have almost everything else in my life under control but this. It really isn't all it's cracked up to be, and some of the time I actually wish I don't have sensitivity, but I can't get rid of it. It is the backbone of my existence because it's one of the main talents I have that I feel I can work with properly. I feel like I was born to do this, and really I was. I have a talent for writing, too, and a talent for working with animals. I know what works for me and what doesn't. Working in the paranormal field works for me, but the taunting just doesn't. I have never been a popular person, not in school and not in my adult life. I've always been your average wallflower type of girl. I wasn't a cheerleader. I didn't last more than a semester in marching band. I didn't do batons or drill team. The only clubs I joined were creative writing club and drama club. I was the most unnoticeable person imaginable by high school student standards, and I wasn't all that great a student either. I graduated by the skin off my nose. My big saving grace was that I was passionate about, and still am passionate about, body image and how society and the media affects how women see themselves, which is what I wrote my senior project about. The friends I had in high school were not the keep them forever type, at least not in the long run. I thought they would be, and then things changed. Adult life got in the way, and we drifted apart, and even when we tried being friends again, real life drove a huge wedge in the middle of that, and that was that. I found myself needing new friends and a new start, and then I realized I was hiding a specific kind of light under a bushel. So that's when I started up with my paranormal crusade, as one of my friends so jokingly puts it. What people don't realize is that when I want to get something done, by God, it'll get done. I will put up with a lot, just don't get in the way of my goals. This blog and this channel and everything else that's associated with it, it's just one large part of that goal. I have never had a blog or a YouTube channel or anything last so long, and I have so many posts and videos and everything after so many months. My creativity and skills have been put to the test. I write this blog and I do these channels more than I write working on my novels, and that is saying something. I have one book on the Kindle, and I am just about done with the sequel, which will lead to a third, fourth, and fifth book in the series. I am not one to abandon specific projects, and the characters in this particular series are more dear to my heart than any I've ever created. Yet, the average sensitive, it's just become a chief priority, and that is definitely a big time thing. It was only recently that I realized that what I really wanted to do was work with kids and youth in regards to sensitivity, especially considering, as I've said many, many times, that sensitivity is much, much more potent in your youth. Short of doing the unpaid slave to the bone work I've already been doing with the website, communities, blogs, I can't see any other avenue. It almost seems as if this kind of thing is calling to me louder than the spirits do in their times of need. Education in the paranormal field is possibly the most important thing to cultivate. I think what bothers me most about being a sensitive in these skeptical times is knowing that pretty much everyone in the mainstream I will ever meet are going to scoff at what I do because it's a big load of horse hockey, in the words of someone I recently spoke with. I have issues with my own family and how they see me now because I'm working with a paranormal team. No one wants to cut me some slack and just open their minds. They'd rather see me as a head case. During all that time where I keep saying that I can't just ignore it and keep up what I'm doing, part of me hurts really badly at all those statements, especially from the folks closest to me. It's funny that my boyfriend's family is more open about the paranormal than my own. It's funny that his grandmother asks me if I've encountered anything new to me in my recent investigations every time that she hears I've gone on one. So, what is an average sensitive to do when she can't get support from the most dearest people to her heart? She goes to the next dearest. There is a reason I work with a paranormal investigation team. We are a tight knit family and we never scoff at each other. Okay, so we skepticize and propose alternate solutions to whatever problems we're facing, and that's okay. But there is no open intolerance, there's no loss of respect. We can doubt all we want, but we all follow a similar version of my previously posted skeptics etiquette because we cannot see through the eyes of our fellows. It's best to simply respect that they've had a certain experience, even if we find it preposterous. I cannot understand why others cannot adapt to such a policy, especially when it comes to their loved ones. See, they're probably terrified and they really need you. Moreover, they need a listening ear and an understanding soul. They need to have someone by their side to help them navigate through a traumatic hour where everything seems to be on their minds, but yet sometimes can be corroborated by a physical or audio evidence of some kind. Sometimes others in the room have the same experiences or hear the same things they do. Often it doesn't matter because what they are picking up is not audible to the human ear or visible to the human eye. The other problem I have consistently is that the people are always denouncing the paranormal because there's no proof. What about all those EVPs caught by paranormal investigators? The videos, the photographs? They're fake, you say? Well, I guess we in the paranormal field are damned if we do and damned if we don't, aren't we? Because you don't believe us when we have experiences, and then you scoff when we bring you proof. How are we to move forward if you push us backwards so hard? No one likes a bully, so shut up and open your mind. Yes, I really said it. I'm so sick of people judging me and then getting pissed off when I say something rude to them when it's just an educated opinion. Okay, I guess it's rant over for now. I'm just so tired of trying to make strides in a field where no one gives two side shits about the proof. So much for us trying to be scientific and spending all that money on gas, equipment, and batteries. So much for doing our best to help settle our clients' minds. I'm to the point right now where I just don't care anymore. I'm going to go forward in the best way that I can, help out everyone that I can, and collect the evidence that I can gather from each investigation. I approach everything and every case with a skeptic's eye as well as a sensitive's intuition. I debunk more than anything else I do, and even the debunking can be called evidence in a lot of ways. Evidence of nothing.